Hi, lovelies, and welcome to the season 1 finale of The Feminine Curator. I am your host, Ruth Moore, and before we go anywhere today, I want to pause and acknowledge something I don't think we do enough as women. I am really proud of myself for showing up and doing this podcast. This space has been incredibly vulnerable for me. Showing up week after week, sometimes not knowing who was listening, and oftentimes feeling like I was speaking to an audience of one, and I chose to show up anyway. So today marks the 15th episode of season 1, and I am so excited. Can honestly look back at every episode and say it reflects exactly where I was at the time I recorded it. What I believed, what I was learning, and what I was shedding, and who I was becoming. So this podcast has required me to go inward, to really know my boundaries, to define my friendship pillars, to get honest about what actually matters to me, not theoretically, but in real life. One of my core values is that I only speak about what I have lived. So if you have ever listened and felt the tenderness, the clarity, or even the discomfort in my voice, it's because nothing I share here comes from performance. It comes from experience, from walking in it, sitting in it, and doing the work in real time. I am unbelievably grateful for everyone who has listened, every message of encouragement, for this has resonated with me that showed up in my inbox. All of that has meant more than you know, especially as I reflect on this year and prepare to step into what's next. Today's episode is going to be honest and reflective and deeply personal. This season has been about growth, boundaries, beauty, friendships, identity, and a glow up that doesn't come from aesthetics, but emotional maturity. And before we close this chapter together, I want to share something real about this year because it shaped everything I'm carrying into 2026. This year, as I reflect, I would say it's definitely the year I didn't expect. It did not go the way that I had imagined. In fact, it unfolded almost opposite of what I had hoped for. As I reflect back over this year, I came into it after a 2-year blooming season, expansive, social, vibrant, outward. But as this year progressed, I found myself being pulled into something else entirely. Winter, a gray, quiet, inward season, a season that didn't ask me to perform growth, but to feel it. So instead of ending the year out, I'm ending it inward, reflective, honest, tender with myself in a way I haven't been in a long time. And if I'm being completely transparent, this year has forced me into hard conversations and truth, in friendships, in love, in family, and within myself. These conversations have changed me. I could pretend they haven't, but that wouldn't be honest. And honesty is all I have the energy for anymore. So I am choosing acceptance. Acceptance that the second half of my year has been a season of pruning, people falling away, patterns breaking open, truth rising to the surface. And here's what I've learned. We are not meant to bloom in every season. Some seasons pull us inward. Some require reset. Some require stillness. Some ask us to release what we've outgrown, and some demand that we confront ourselves. And when we stop resisting the inward season, when we stop shaming ourselves for slowing down, we realize that winter isn't the end. It's preparation, it's preservation, it's protection. This was not the year I expected, but it is the year that is preparing me. And the woman I am carrying into 2026 will not be blooming from ease. She will be blooming from depth. This winter season clarified exactly what cannot come with me. I'm leaving behind shrinking to make other people comfortable. I'm leaving behind the version of me who negotiated my worth to keep peace. I'm leaving behind emotional gymnastics, the over-explaining, managing other people's reactions, and I'm leaving behind apologizing for my boundaries. I'm leaving behind misplaced loyalty, a loyalty that required to abandon myself, loyalty to relationships built on uneven ground, loyalty to patterns that kept me small, and loyalty to protecting other people's reputations at the expense of my truth. I'm leaving behind the fantasy of who people could be. This year has taught me to accept who people are, not the potential I projected onto them. And I'm leaving behind the older version of myself who survived so the newer version of me can finally live. Let's talk about what I'm taking into the new year, 2026. Because winter has showed me something important. That growth doesn't start with bloom. It starts with roots. And here's what I'm taking with me into the new year. Clarity. Clarity earned through endings, awakenings, and truth-telling. Emotional integrity. No more performing connection or pretending things don't hurt. Softness with standards. I will never apologize for striving to live a soft life with standards. I strive for soft but protected, open but discerning, receptive but rooted. And I understand this now. Your future self is rooted in the actions and decisions you make today. So honoring yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, listening to your body before it has to scream, embracing your intuition instead of second guessing it, having the hard conversations instead of avoiding them, choosing humility and emotional maturity over defensiveness and pride. This is how I am becoming her, not someday, but daily. The woman I'm becoming, she walks in her worth, protects her peace without apology, receives love without bracing for loss, chooses alignment over approval, and curates beauty as a ritual, not a reward. 2026 is not just a year I'm stepping into, it is a version of me I am actively becoming. Now, what has season 1 of this podcast taught me? Well, I can say that season 1 has been a mirror, reflecting the woman I was, the woman I'm shedding, and the woman I'm becoming. It has taught me that boundaries are not walls, they are clarity, that friendships require emotional maturity, that beauty is devotion, that the body is a home, not punishment, and that midlife isn't a decline, it's definition. Glow-ups don't happen externally first. They happen in our decisions, our standards, our nervous system, our truth. This season in my life has held me, it's stretched me, it has softened me, it has evolved me. And now, when it's ready, I'm looking at ushering it forward. As I look ahead to season 2, I do believe it will come from a woman who has wintered well, a woman stripped down, clarified, and rebuilt. A woman, when she is ready to bloom, will be blooming from depth, not urgency. So in season 2 of the podcast, you can expect deeper conversations, more embodied beauty, more mature boundaries, more feminine sovereignty, more curated living, more emotional expansion, more truth, less performance, more softness, and more strength, more self-respect. Because the woman you're becoming deserves richer language, deeper tools, and a community that mirrors her evolution, not her past. So lovelies, as we close out season 1, you are not behind, you are not late, you are not unraveling. You are wintering, you are preparing, you are being rooted for the bloom that is coming. You are not losing your life, you are curating it. Thank you for walking this season with me, for choosing yourself alongside with me, for showing up to the truth, even the tender parts. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a woman who's stepping into her next season and maybe is walking through her own winter season right now. As always, connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm at the House of Ruth. And as always, honor your peace, protect your heart, and step boldly into the version of yourself for 2026. Your future self will thank you. That is it for season 1, and I will see you in season 2. Can't wait.